What up? What up? What up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new episode of Sports Way with Dray podcast. I am your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dray Day. What's up? What's up? What's up? As y'all can see, I have my Yankee Santa hat on. So that can only mean one thing. It is Christmas. So Merry Christmas to each and every one of y'all who are tuned in and then watching this episode. Merry Christmas. Have a safe Merry Christmas. Have a blessed Merry Christmas. Now that I done said that, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. Subscribe to it. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share it. Tell a friend and tell a friend. All that good stuff. This episode here, I'm going to do something special, being that it is Christmas. I figured why not do a top 5 Q&A, a Dre Day Christmas edition. And the reason I'm saying that is because for some people that have been following me on social media for a while now, I used to do a Q&A on Instagram, on my Instagram page, Dre Day 1985, where I would link up with fellow podcasters and ask them like their top 5 Q&A, right? So I figured why not bring it on this episode since it's Christmas and do my top 5 Christmas edition. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to give y'all my top 5 Q&A. Well, actually, it's actually 6 questions. It's actually 6. I had a bonus one because I figured I do a sports podcast, right? So it's only right that I throw one sport question in there. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So let's get straight to it. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. And again, this is a top 5 edition. So usually when people do a top 5, they don't like putting them in order. They like to just say 5 and that's it. No, no. On mine's, I am doing top 5. I'm doing it from 5 to 1. And then we take it from there. All right. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's get to it. Being that I have a sports podcast, right? And the NBA has a lot of Christmas games. Since the NBA does Christmas games on Christmas Day, I felt like it was only right to give my top 5 Christmas games that I've ever witnessed, right? Again, I'm 39. I've been watching basketball for 34 years, right? Yes, 34 years I've been watching it. Okay. 5 years old was when I first started watching basketball, sports in general, right? That's why 5 is my favorite number. And for other reasons, but I'm just going to give you the sport reason. There have been plenty of basketball games that I've watched on Christmas. Plenty of basketball games. But again, this is my top 5, my Booker T. Top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5, top 5. My top 5 Christmas games that I've ever watched, right? Let's get to it. Number 5, I'm going with the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks in 1994. Now, obviously, this was the Christmas without MJ. MJ retired after the 93 season. So Scottie Pippen is now the unsung hero of the Chicago Bulls. And man, did he go to work on the Knicks. I remember that game, sitting right in the crib, watching it with my dad, watching it with my brothers, because that's when we was close like that, and sat down and watched games together and shit like that. So certain things like that you remember, right? So that's number 5. Number 4, the year right after, the 95 Christmas with the Houston Rockets and the Orlando Magic. Now, this is the same Rockets team and the same Magic team from that 95 NBA Finals where the Magic got swept by the Rockets. So now they meet on Christmas. And man, did Penny Hardaway go to work. Talk about a revenge tour. Talk about a revenge game. I remember Penny with the work in that game. Probably one of the best games I ever seen him play ever. Shout out to my man Penny. Shout out to my man Penny Hardaway, man. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Honestly, I think he should. If all these players that whose careers got rendered through injuries, if they can make the Hall of Fame, then damn it, he should make it too. So I think we should start a petition to get Penny in the Hall of Fame. Number 3, 2008, the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. This was right after, a few months, right after the Boston Celtics beat shit down the Lakers' leg. Well, beat doo doo down the Lakers' leg. Remember, I'm trying to stop cursing here. In the finals, won it in 6 games, and there you have it. And at this time, I think it was a good 2, 3 years straight where the Lakers and the Celtics met on Christmas. I think this right here was the start of it. I want to say it was about a good probably 2 to 4 years straight on Christmas where the Lakers and the Celtics played on Christmas. I think so. I think so. For y'all that's watching, let me know what you think. Let me know if I was right on that. Number 2, I am going with in 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. Now, I believe this was the year where Kevin Durant basically said, I'm taking my talents to Golden State. I'm taking my talents to the Bay. So once they did that, I mean, me personally, I think they probably was gonna play the Cavs in the finals anyway. Because I mean, on Christmas anyway, just being that they met in the finals, and again, on Christmas they usually do the finals rematch. So they probably was gonna play the Cavs and Warriors anyway. But once KD made the decision to go to Golden State, it was evident that that was going to be the Christmas game. And I do remember the Cavs winning that game and Kyrie Irving going to work. He went to serious work in that game. Played some damn good defense too, which I was surprised because Kyrie don't really play defense like that. But that game he played some real good defense, right? So that's number 3. Is that number 3? No, 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 no. That's number 2. That's number 2. Number 1. Now, I'm sure some people in my age group might agree with me with this. 2004, Shaq versus Kobe. This was immediately after Shaq got traded to the Miami Heat. And once that happened, I knew that was going to be the Christmas game. That was going to be the Christmas game. One of the 2 Christmas games. Because I think at that time, I think it was only 2 or 3 games. They wasn't doing 5 games like they doing now. But at that time, oh yeah, once Shaq got traded to Miami, I said that's our Christmas game. Shaq versus Kobe on Christmas Day. And Miami won. We all was waiting to see how they was gonna greet each other at the start of the game. They didn't really greet each other as much. They did get a little contact with each other, contact, little, combat contact or whatever. But yeah, just the nostalgia behind it and them winning 3 championships together and the way the Lakers, well, the way him and Kobe broke up and then he wound up getting traded. Yeah, I gotta definitely make that my top pick right there for best Christmas games of all time. So yes, I'm going with the 2004 Miami Heat versus Los Angeles Lakers. All right, that was my sport question. Everything else is a little different. So let's go, shall we? Top five Christmas desserts. Shout out to my friend Corvinia. Um, I had told her that I was going to do a Christmas edition for my podcast, and I was struggling to come up with some questions. So she was like, "The how can I give you some ideas?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So she came up with Christmas desserts and dinner dishes. So those two questions, y'all got to thank her for that because she was the one that gave me those two questions. So Corvinia, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Vinia. I appreciate it. Top five Christmas desserts. Let's get it. At number five, red velvet cake. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, yeah, we get in the groove. And that's just number five. Just think about that. That's just number five. Red velvet cake. Now, mind you, everything that I'm choosing, 4 to 5 answers coincides with a glass of milk. With a glass of milk. With my choices, if you do not have a glass of milk with your snack, with your dessert, you're done. You're done. All right. So, number five, red velvet cake. Number four, I am going with banana pudding. Mm, man, man, my goodness. Banana pudding. Yes. Vanilla wafers. Yes. Remember, there's two types. It has to be vanilla wafers. If it's not, you're invalid. You're invalid. I got to question you if you're not using vanilla wafers. If you're not, if you're not using that, I don't know what to tell you. Number three, cinnamon rolls. Yeah, cinnamon rolls. Yeah, the one that come in the can when you gotta open it and it snaps, and then you put them in the oven. Put that oven on 350. You put the frosting on top. Let that thing sit in there for like 15, 20 minutes. Man, oh man, oh man. And again, it's not solidified. It's not certified unless you have a glass of milk. If you don't have a glass of milk, you're wasting your time. You're better off not even having it. See, for me, for certain things, like for certain snacks, you gotta have milk. It's like having a sandwich. You can't have a sandwich and don't have no potato chips. Like it feats the purpose. And it has to be either Lay's chips or Doritos or the party mix. If it's not any of those three, it's not certified. I'm sorry. Number two, chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies. Talk dirty. Chocolate chip cookies. And again, you've got to have that milk. You gotta have the milk. It's mandatory. You gotta have milk with your chocolate chip cookies. You've got to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And now let's get to number one. My top, my top choice for Christmas desserts. That sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie, baby. Yes, sir. Not pumpkin pie. No, not pumpkin pie. Not carrot pie. Not apple pie. Sweet potato pie. Okay. I'm a huge fan of sweet potato pie. See, back in the day, we used to make like a good 8 or 9 of them and just pass them shits around in the neighborhood. See, we don't do that no more. Everybody older now. Nah, we'll probably make 2 or 3, and that's it. 3 to max. That's it. We're not, you know, giving out 8 or 9 of them no more. We're not doing that. But yes, my top 5 Christmas desserts. Okay. Sweet potato pie, chocolate chip cookies, cinnamon rolls, banana wafers. Banana pudding with vanilla wafers, and red velvet cake. Now, remember, I said 4 out of the 5 choices. You gotta have a cold glass of milk. Okay, there you go. Top 5 Christmas dinner dishes. Number 5. I'm quite sure nobody gonna agree with me on this, but for me, I gotta have this. I gotta have this with my food. I got to. I gotta have potato bread. I gotta have potato bread. Yes, I can't just have Wonder Bread. I can't have Hero Bread. No, I need that potato bread. You understand what I'm saying? Potato bread to go with my food. Yes, or even the the buns. But it has to be potato bread. It has to be potato bread. It can't be wheat. It can't be Wonder Bread. No, it has to be potato bread. Number 4, I'm going with Cornish hens. Yeah, we do Cornish hens over here. We not really sold on turkey no more. When I was younger, yes, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we use turkey. For the past, I want to say 6, 7 years now, when it came to Christmas and Thanksgiving, we use Cornish hens. Cop about 4 of them bad boys, you good to go. You are good to go. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go with the Cornish hens. Number 3, that mac and cheese. Mm, mm. Now listen, I'm very picky when it comes to mac and cheese. I don't eat everybody's mac and cheese. Okay, I'm just letting that be known right now. I don't eat everybody's mac and cheese. If it ain't from a soul food restaurant, I'm not eating it. If it's not my mother's, I'm not eating it. If it ain't Miss Angie's, anybody in East New York, if y'all know who Miss Angie is in East New York, especially around Crystal Street. If it ain't from her, I'm not eating it. So those are the 3 choices. Those are the 3 choices. Anybody else that makes mac and cheese, I'm not eating it. I'm not eating it. I'm very picky when it comes to mac and cheese, respectfully. And your mac and cheese might be off the chain, but again, I'm picky when it comes to that. So if it ain't those 3 options I just mentioned, I'm not eating it. Number 2, sweet potato. Yes, sweet potato. See, we used to do candy yams, right? We don't do candy yams no more. We just do sweet potato. We just do sweet potato. Now, for those of y'all that still do candy yams, more power to you. I will never disrespect candy yams. I grew up on candy yams, but now at this age that I am now, we dive with the sweet potato now. We throw that on the plate as well. And I go ham with the sweet potato though. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna hold you. Sweet potato is the BOMB bomb. And now let's get to number one. My number one dinner dish. Collard greens. Collard greens. Listen, if you ain't making collard greens on Christmas, I got to question you. Especially if you black. If you black and you don't have collard greens on Christmas, something wrong with you. Something is seriously wrong with you. Now you may not have it ranked in your top 5, but you gotta have collard greens. You've got to. You've got to have collard greens. You got to. I don't know if it's collard greens or mustard greens, but you gotta have one of those two. You've got to. It's mandatory. If you don't, I pray for you. So yeah, my top 5 Christmas dinner dishes: collard greens, sweet potato, mac and cheese, Cornish hens, and potato bread. Now let's have some fun here. I already gave y'all 3 questions. I already did 3. Now I'm on the last 3. Let's have some fun here with this. My top 5 Christmas presents I ever received. Again, my top 5 Christmas presents I've ever received. Number 5, my son. A few years ago, he hooked me up with like a box full of Curve cologne because he know his pops like to smell fresh. So he went bonkers and bought me damn near every Crush cologne possible, whether it was the green one, which is the original one, whether it's Crush. I don't even know all of them, but every Curve cologne that you could think of, he had bought me a box of them where all of them was in one box. He hooked me up. So gotta put that in my top 5. Gotta put that in my top 5. Number 4, Randy Moss and Jerry Rice jersey. This was years ago. We talking shit. We talking 98, 99, probably 2000. My pops bought me Randy Moss and Jerry Rice jerseys because those were my 2 favorite receivers. So he bought me Randy Moss and Jerry Rice football jerseys. Number 3, Goat Man, Michael Jeffrey Jordan jersey. Mom Dukes bought me uh Michael Jordan jersey for Christmas when I was younger. I wish I still had it, but you outgrow shit, obviously. So there you have it. Number 2, my first ever CD player. Now, for anybody that knows me, y'all know how much I love music. Y'all know how much I love music. I used to walk around with a Walkman and had like 3 tapes in my pockets. Then when we got the CD player aspect, I used to walk around with my CD player, had one case, but had like 3 CDs in that joint, right? That's how heavily ingrained I am when it comes to music. Like I love music. Like it's a safe haven for me just as much as it is with sports. So this one here, this goes hand in hand, right? Both my parents bought it because they bought me my first CD player and they bought 5 specific albums as well. So not only did I get my first CD player, but you know, there was some albums that they bought me as well that I remember. See, again, there's certain things when it came to Christmas that you just never forget. And I will indulge you on those 5 albums. The first one, Wu Tang Forever. One of the greatest hip hop albums of all time, especially when it comes to a double disc. Like when you think of double disc albums in hip hop, Wu-Tang Forever is in that conversation, right? Speaking of double albums, Life After Death. That was another one. That was another album. This was around, I want to say 97, 98. I want to say around that time when I got my first CD player. So Wu-Tang Forever, Life After Death, Outkast, AT Aliens. Their second album, my parents bought me, right? Bone Thugs and Harmony, East 1999. Okay. Yep. Yep. I was a huge Bone Thugs fan. Still am. I'm a huge Bone Thugs fan. They are in my top 3 when it comes to hip hop groups. They're in my top 3. I have Outkast, I got Wu-Tang, and then I got Bone Thugs. That's my top 3 when it comes to hip hop groups. And last but not least, they got that Reasonable Doubt for me. They got that Reasonable Doubt for me. Because at that time, I've been heard Reasonable Doubt. I've been heard it because the barbershop that I used to go to, shout out to Sugar Hill Cuts. If you from East New York, you definitely remember Sugar Hill Cuts. When Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt album first came out, that's all they played in the barbershop. That's all they played. Now, mind you, this is 1996. I just finished 5th grade on the verge of going to junior high school. That's all I heard was Reasonable Doubt. So now we fast forward to 97, 98. I asked for that album and my parents got it for me for Christmas. So those were the first 5 albums that they got me for Christmas. Now, again, I said The Chronic and Doggy Style. For people that know me, The Chronic and Doggy Style are my 2 favorite hip hop albums of all time. Reason being was because those 2 albums introduced me to hip hop. It wasn't these albums that I just mentioned. It was Doggy Style and The Chronic. Those albums, introduced me to hip hop because my cousin that used to watch me, shout out to Connie, she used to listen to those albums while she was babysitting me and my twin brother. So yeah. So those are my 5 albums. Those are my 5 albums right there. Reasonable Doubt, Bone Thugs East 1999, Outkast AT Aliens, The Notorious B.I.G. Life After Death, and Wu-Tang Forever. Those are my 5 hip hop. Those are my 5 albums that my parents bought me for Christmas. Now let's get to my top 5 Christmas movies. Top 5 Christmas movies. Now, trust me, this was a struggle. This was very much a struggle. In fact, I got an honorable mention. I got 2 honorable mentions as it pertains to my Christmas presents. My friend Cindy, years ago, when we was together, she bought me a Rockaway robe for Christmas. Everybody know how much I loved Rockaway. That's all I wore back in the day. So she bought me a Rockaway robe for Christmas that I actually still have and still wear to this day. To this day, I still wear it. And then my Uncle Victor, I got to shout him out because when he was serving this country in war, he used to send us throwback jerseys. And I used to have mad throwback jerseys. Mad throwback. I had a Magic Johnson Michigan State jersey. I had a Larry Bird All-Star Game jersey. I had a Kobe uh Laker jersey with the blue one. I had a Jordan jersey, George Gervin. Uh, Dang, I'm trying to think who else I had. 'Cause my uncle hooked us up. Like he hooked me and my brothers up with throwback jerseys. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but those are the ones that I remember faithfully. So yeah, those are my honorable mentions as it pertains to Christmas presents. Now let's get the top 5 movies. I'm on here more than I wanted to. This is dang a little over a half hour. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. Number 5, I'm going with This Christmas. That was a real dope movie. That was a real dope movie. Real dope movie. Chris Brown, Idris Elba, Regina King, the great, the fantastic Loretta Devine, Delroy Lindo, Lauren London. That was a very, very tight casted movie. Great movie. Great movie. Columbus Short. If I'm missing anybody, did I say Chris Brown? Yeah, shout out to Chris Brown as well. Number 4, this might be a little controversy, but yes, it is a Christmas movie. If y'all gonna say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, well, guess what? A Long Kiss Goodnight is a Christmas movie. Yes, with Samuel L. Jackson and Gina Davis. That is a Christmas movie. If y'all gonna say Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then damn it, this is a Christmas movie. All right. Number 3, Friday After Next. Yes, that is a Christmas movie. That is a Christmas movie. Watch it again. Yes, it's a Christmas movie. All right. Number 2, I'm going to put 2 movies into one because it's the same franchise. So I couldn't really pick which one I liked more. So I'm just going to put them together. And that will be Home Alone. Home Alone 1 and 2. Okay. I have no problem with Home Alone 3. He just wasn't Macaulay Culkin, okay? Even though I still liked Home Alone 3, I thought it was a dope movie. But Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 is just bona fide classics, right? Hell, hell, after I'm done this, I might watch Home Alone. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, Home Alone 1 and 2, that's number 2. And then number 1, for me, my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's the movie that they show 24 hours starting on Christmas Eve to I want to say probably 8 o'clock at night, Christmas Day. And that would be A Christmas Story. Now, listen, when I was younger, I used to watch that movie faithfully. Now, again, it's 24 hours. So I probably watched it a good 5 times in 24 hours. I probably watched it a good 5 times. It's on now. Christmas Eve. Well, it's technically Christmas Day. Yeah. People watching it now. Hell, I might watch it tomorrow before I go to work. Who knows? I might watch it before I go to work. Or who knows? I might watch it tonight. Who knows? But yeah, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. Red Ryder BB gun, Ralphie. Remember when he beat up the bully? Put the beats on dude and was cursing his ass off too. Little bad boy too. Yeah. Yeah. His pops was obsessed with the leg sculpture that his mom's was hating on, and she broke it on purpose. Yeah, that was the movie, man. Like that was definitely the movie. A Christmas Story. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So my top 5 again. This Christmas, A Long Kiss Goodnight, Friday After Next, Home Alone, A Christmas Story. Those are my top 5 movies. And now, and now, my top 5 Christmas songs. Ooh, woo. Now, I'm not gonna hold you. This one was very difficult. Very difficult. There were so many songs to choose from. I will tell you this though. Number one is solidified. Okay, number one. Listen, when I tell y'all number one, if this ain't your favorite if this ain't your number one Christmas song of all time, I don't know what to tell you. For me, number five. Again, this is my top five. Okay. For me, number five, Santa Claus is coming straight to the ghetto. That Snoop Dogg, Daz, Nate Dogg, R.I.P. Badass, and Trey D from the East Siders. That's my joint. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I remember when that video used to always come on Rap City the Basement. Even when it wasn't Christmas, they used to show it. That's my joint right there. That's my joint. Unfortunately, for some reason, that song is not on streaming platforms. I don't know why, but it's Christmas time, so they need to put it on there. Number four, I'm gonna go old school. Right? I'm gonna go old school with these. The Jackson 5, Santa Claus is coming to town. You can never go wrong with a Jackson 5 Christmas song. Now, mind you, they got plenty. Like, you're talking to somebody who had the Jackson 5 Christmas album, the Temptations Christmas album, right? And when I was younger, I remember when we used to put the Christmas tree up, those two albums used to be in heavy rotation. You understand what I'm saying? Heavy rotation. Like repeat. Like, okay, after that last song is over, it goes right back on, starting from beginning to end. So yes, the Jackson 5, Santa Claus is coming to town. Number three, I just was talking about the Temptations Christmas album, right? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. See, for me, I'm about that soul. You understand what I'm saying? So my Christmas songs gotta have that soul, right? They gotta have that G-funk, right? So you can never go wrong with the Temptations. You can never go wrong. Every Christmas song that they ever made was a bona fide hit. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. So yes, number three, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Number two, Boys to Men, Let It Snow. Them dudes can sing, man. Them dudes can sing. Now, this is when there was a four-man group, okay? Now, they're a three-man group now. The dude with the deep voice, I know he had some issues with them or whatever, and I know they brought him out for a show a few months ago. Hopefully he can get back with the group, but yeah, Boys to Men, Let It Snow. Fire. Fire. Okay? Before I get to my number one, I gotta do my honorable mentions. All right. Run DMC, Christmas in Hollis. I wanted to put that. Like, I wanted to throw like a little hip hop in there. I really wanted to put that in there, but I went with Santa Claus Go Straight to the Ghetto, right? TLC. Yes, TLC has a Christmas song. Yes, TLC has a Christmas song. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yes. I really wanted to put TLC in there. I love y'all. R.I.P. Left Eye. Long live Left Eye. And I have one more honorable mention. Luther Vandross. Every year, every Christmas. Those are my three honorable mentions. Okay? But now, let's get to number one. Let's get to the creme de la creme. You understand what I'm saying to you? I'm gonna have to take a sip of water for this. My number one, my numero uno, my GOAT Christmas song of all time. Spoiler alert, it's not Mariah Carey. Let's get that out the way right Now, no disrespect to that song. I know everybody loves it. I know it's joyful and all of that. Yes. But I told y'all I need some soul. Okay. I need some soul with my Christmas songs. And for me, the number one Christmas song of all time, and I am going to say this until the day I die, to the day they bury me or put me in the urn. The number one Christmas song of all time is Silent Night from the Tempting Temptations. If that ain't your number one song, I pray for you. If Silent Night is not your number one Christmas song, hell, if it's not in your top 3, something wrong with you. If Silent Night is not in your top 3, something wrong with you. So when y'all hear this, if you watch this, and after you finish, The Temptations Silent Night is not in your top 3 of Christmas songs, take your gifts and throw them away. You don't deserve a Christmas. How about that? You don't deserve a Christmas. If you don't have Silent Night as your top 3 Christmas song, you don't deserve a Christmas. Real simple and plain. Real simple and plain. So there you have it. Those are my 5 all-time Christmas songs. Silent Night, number 1. Let It Snow by Boys to Men, number 2. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at 3 from The Temptations. Santa Claus Is Coming to Town, the Jackson 5. And number 5, Santa Claus Is Coming Straight to the Ghetto from Snoop, Daz, Nate Dogg, R.I.P. Badass, and Trey D from the East Siders. So those are my top 5 Christmas songs. Listen, this was fun. Listen, I was on here longer than I wanted to, but this was fun. And I hope y'all enjoy it when you listen to it. I just asked for one favor. One favor. From these questions that I did for myself, when you listen to this, well, when you watch this video, leave a comment. Y'all hit me in them comments. Take one of those questions and give me your top 5. That's what I want. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for no money. I'm not asking for nothing. All I'm asking for is when you watch this video, go into the comment section, take one of those questions that I just did, and give me your top 5. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. But until then, it's a wrap for this episode. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dray Podcast. Hit that like button. It is very important. Tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. Once again, thank y'all for y'all support. I can't express it enough. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another episode of Sportsway with Dray Podcast. So again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Everybody, okay? Merry Christmas. Y'all have a safe one. Y'all have a blessed one. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Jesus Christ, too. Yeah. 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 I couldn't leave that out. I couldn't leave that out. My Aunt Dell would be very disappointed in me had I left that out. So, once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going. Keep it flowing. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a safe Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas. I hope everybody get what they wanted. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here. Peace.